And, well, you hear that buzzing? That's the beehive of activity going on in the council chambers where they're counting up the ballots. And Anita Khalatbari, let's go back to you, see what's going on.
Thank you, Lew. We're back inside the City Council chamber, and we don't have any results yet. You're going to be the very first to know about the results, but I'm just going to do a quick recap about what is actually happening tonight. As you know, Lawndale voters will choose a mayor tonight. They will choose 2 City Council members and decide whether to move forward with building a new community centre that may cost about $8 million. Candidates running for mayor are incumbent Mayor Harold E. Hoffman, Councilman Jim Ramsey and Fred Siegel. And candidates running for member of the City Council are Angie Mola, James Osbourne, Council member Robert Colin Miles, who's the incumbent council member, and also Jack Sims. So as you can see, there's 4 fighting for 2 Lawndale seats. And Measure A, of course, which is asking, shall the City of Lawndale be authorized to build a new community centre to house after-school youth programs, senior programs, increase opportunities for recreational, arts and cultural programs, provide space for community meetings, special events, staffing and other community purposes by spending more than $1 million of the city funds with no increase in city taxes and subject to citizens' oversight and annual independent audit. So that's the measure that everybody is supposed to be counting on tonight. We're going to take a look at the election result board once again. I'm going to explain to you real quickly that there are 4 precincts. Precinct number 1 is actually at Jane Addams Middle School, and that one is the last one we're going to get, is what I heard in the grapevine tonight. The very first one we got was precinct number 9, which they haven't, of course, gotten to yet, but they're actually rolling in. Precinct number 9 was from Wesleyan Church. Precinct number 7 is at Burlington Gym at Rogers Middle School. And, of course, precinct number 4, which is at Fire Station number 21. So as you can see, we've got the names of the candidates running for mayor. Mr. Ramsey, Mr. Hoffman, Mr. Siegel, and for council member Ms. Moller, Mr. Osborne, Mr. Robert Colin Miles, and Mr. Sims, and of course Measure A, which is yes or no to Measure A. So pretty soon, hopefully, we're going to start getting results for each and every precinct. We're going to get the total votes for each of them, and then at the very end, we're going to have a percentage of the votes. As I mentioned to you earlier, this is the vote by mail canvassing board that is still concentrating on the vote by mail ballots. They're still in the process of making sure that the ballots are in perfect condition, that they're valid, there's signatures on them. Only 1 oval has been circled in, and overall they are complete and valid to be counted. So this is called the vote-in canvassing board. And also, as I mentioned, there's this big machine right in the middle that is a counting machine. It actually counts all the ballots. First, they're going to run 2 tests to make sure that it is in complete working condition, and then they will start counting the votes using that machine. Hopefully we're going to get a chance. I'm not so sure. I'm not going to promise you. Maybe we can go back and see how that voting process is going to take place. We have our city clerk also here sitting right there, which is Paula Hartwell, and maybe we will get a chance to talk to her as well. So we're waiting to see if the very first section of the ballots that have come in are going to be counted after they've been completely validated for voting. Hopefully, okay, I know that we just had a chance to speak to the assistant city clerk, and we're going to be able to interview some other key people that are involved. So once again, we have 3 candidates that are going for the mayor. And we have 4 candidates running for the city council member, and we have 1 measure, Measure A, which is whether or not to build a community center. So we're going to go into more detail, and hopefully Lew will be interviewing some other key people that are involved in this election. Now, there have been some arguments against Measure A. I think it's a good idea to talk about those. Some of the people have said we all want a new community center, but don't we have a right to know how much it will cost? Proposition A sets no limits on how much the city can spend. If approved by you, the voters, it authorizes the city to spend any amount over $1 million. While they say that they have plenty of money in the bank, nothing in this proposition guarantees they will spend the cash. Nothing in Proposition A says that they can't finance the project instead. And nothing in Proposition A says we won't be paying for this new community center for years to come. Years that may find the city with less positive cash flow as the state of California continues to reduce money for cities to balance the budget. So these are some of the arguments that are running against Measure A. But as you are aware, most of the candidates that are running tonight in this race are for Measure A. As far as I know, there's Mr. Fred Siegel, who is one of the people that is actually opposing Measure A. So it'll be interesting to see what he has to say about his opposition to this measure. So, as I said, you'll be the very first to know as soon as the results come in. Precincts 1, precincts 4, 7, and 9. It seems as if this year, in this election, we have a lot more voter turnout than we did the last term. So, we'll see. As soon as we get the counts in, we'll let you know. Back to you, Lew.
Very much. Thank you very much, Anita. It is a busy, busy place there, and we're live on Channel